Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about whether some languages are easier than others. I often get asked the question here at YouTube and elsewhere, which is easier, language A or language B? Or variations on that, like how long will it take me to learn Spanish or Chinese or a language? And the answer to the first question is yes, some languages are easier than others. Very much so. It all depends on which languages you know, how motivated you are, the availability of interesting content. There's so many things that affect it. I'll give you an example. I started Korean before I started Russian, Czech, Ukrainian, not to mention Romanian, which I only did for 2 months. I spent 6 months on Korean before we had Korean at LingQ. And listening an hour and a half a day, going through, teach yourself. And I bought lots of Korean books. Ross King's very good book from UBC and so forth and so on. And then I went through another period with Korean. And I've been doing a lot of Korean at LingQ. There's no question that I understand Russian. When I listen to Russian, I understand 95%. Czech, 85%. Ukrainian, 85%. Even Romanian, which I only spent 2 months on, I understand much better than Korean. Why? Number of reasons. First of all, once I had invested all that time in Russian, and I put a lot more time into Russian than I put into Korean. But once I had done that, then of course the Czech became easier and the Ukrainian became easier. And I've looked at Polish, I've started a bit of Polish. It will be a piece of cake after Ukrainian. Romanian, 70% of the words are so similar to Italian. It's written in the same alphabet, it sounds similar, the vocabulary is very similar, and the other 20% has Slavic roots, so it's similar. Korean, even though it has 50% vocabulary of Chinese origin, it's not immediately obvious what those Chinese words are because it's pronounced so differently. A number of things make it difficult. But the other thing is that not only is it therefore intrinsically more difficult for someone of my language background, even though I speak Chinese and Japanese, so it should be easier for me. In fact, it probably is easier for me than someone who has no experience in Asian languages. But the other thing is my motivation or the kind of content that I can find. I have, with my Russian, I found not only audiobooks of Tolstoy and stuff with texts available online, Echo Moskvy. With the Czech, there was so much interesting content. The Ukrainian, I'm following the events, listening to podcasts from Ukraine and so forth and so on. Korean, the interesting material that I have found is very difficult. The easy stuff is of no interest to me. And there hasn't been any sort of urgency or anything that's driving me towards it. Now I'm going to visit Korea in March, and perhaps that'll turn things around. So, to summarize, yes, some languages are definitely easier than others. It depends on which languages you already know. It depends on your motivation, your opportunity, what other stimulus there might be. There's so many factors that affect it. And therefore, to even say how long it takes to learn a language, to me, it's a very difficult thing to say. And for that matter, the related question on, which language should I learn? I can't tell you that. It's entirely up to your individual situation. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.